Alright, sup YouTube, we are back again, and today we got a really exciting video that I really want to talk about today. I'm going to be posting this video in Swimbait Underground and see what kind of feedback, because I'm really curious. Like, this is pure, like, theoretical like possibility here, because what I'm seeing here in the Swimbait world is there's several size classes of baits. You have your typical 6 to 8 inch glide baits, like this negotiator here, and then you got like your 9 to 10.5 inches. So your Bait Sanity Explorer, your Depths 250, your Isolite 262, and then you have your super sized glide baits, like the Hinkle, the Mother, maybe the 12-inch Osprey. But there's a new size class that is really taken off in recent times. If you pay attention to swim baits, you know what I'm talking about. Guys in Japan are developing these absolutely absurd baits. Like, these things weigh like over 1.5 pounds. Like, it's craziness. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Is how big is too big, like, in terms of swim baiting. Like, how big is, like, really, like, and here's my theory on it. How big is too big? It all depends on the maximum theoretical size in your lake. Because bass, they can eat about 2/3 of their body weight, so that's roughly about 60%, so about half. So your standard, like, double-digit bass, probably 25 inches, looking at give or take, and you're looking at half of that is about 14, 15 inches. So that's the theoretical maximum size that they could eat without choking to death. I'm man enough to say that I do not have those size of fish where I live. But what I am targeting is 22, 23, maybe 24-inch fish at the most. But so 7, 8 pounders. That's what I target when I throw the Hinkle. And then you have your 4 to 6 pounders, like your 18 to 21 inchers. Like, those fish, like, they're good fish, but they're not great fish, if you know what I mean. They're not the fish that you're going to remember throughout the year. The biggest fish I've ever caught this year was on a S-Waver 200, a 8-inch bait. So here's what I think should, like, be, like, the theoretical limit. So, like, it all depends on the size fish that you're targeting. If you're privileged enough to live on a fishery where you have potential world record size bass, like 28 plus inch bass, like, in my opinion, the sky's the limit. I mean, like, how big can you go? Like 28, about half of that is probably 12 to 15 inches, 28 inches, something like that. I suck at math right now. I just got up because I got up at 4:30 this morning because my neighbors decided to party all night. But anyway, so yeah, these baits, I mean, this is, like, in my opinion, like, you don't really need to go much bigger than the Hinkle or the Mother. That is definitely a bait I want to get in the future. Just to compare these two baits, because these two are like they're neck and neck. The biggest fish on a Mother is like 18.5, something like that. The biggest fish on Hinkle is like 17.5. This is an ounce lighter, but they're very similar in size. But I heard that the Mother has a wider action, so I wanted to test that out. But anyways, there's these new baits like the DRT Klash Frenzy. It's gonna be around 16 to 17 inches. Roman Made Mother Chaser, 16 inches, 22 ounces. Where are those baits going to be effective, if at all? And are they worth the absolutely absurd price tag? In my opinion, no. I'll be straightforward with you guys. I do not think that they're worth it. Because, or at least for me, however, if you live in Southern California or Northern California, where the fish can potentially get high teeners and up, I definitely think that the cutoff should be around 17 or 18 inches. But here's where it gets interesting, is draw power. Like, oh, guys, I want to draw in all the fish in the lake to see what's in there. And I'm totally for that. I think it's a good idea. But, however, like, at what point are you fishing or searching? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, like, if you just put a giant piece of, like a hood of a car in a lake and put hooks on it, I don't think you're doing yourself much favors. But I do think if you throw a reasonable sized bait that fish can actually eat, theoretically, like within your size range, I think that you're maximizing the balance between draw power and functionality. Me personally, I'm targeting 7 to 9 pound fish. I don't think we have much double digits here in northern Illinois. I just don't think it's possible for the way that these fish grow. All we have is big gizzard shad and some stuff and shiners in our lakes that got released and baby carp. So I think the 11 to 12 inch size is really all you need to go in terms of how big the bait needs to be. Because, like, this bait, it has a ton of draw power compared to, like, a Depths 250. Like, not only is it an inch longer, which doesn't seem like much on paper, but, look at this thing. It's monstrous compared to the Depths 250. Look at how tall that thing is compared to the Depths 250. It's, like, double the height, almost. And just that presence in the water really draws a lot of fish. But I have seen guys like Manabu Kurita, the world record holder in Japan, using these giant baits, like 2.5 feet glide baits to search. Like throwing out with a piece of rope, the giant manifold baits, giant triple trouts. Hinkle's working on a bait that's going to be over 14 inches. And in my opinion, like, yes, bass do eat big forage, but at what point is the cutoff? Like, how big do these baits need to be? That's basically what I just talked about. That's where I want you guys to come in. What do you guys think is a theoretical biggest bait that draws the balance between drawing power and functionality? So you're not wasting your time. You're not drawing a bunch of followers. You're actually getting bit and maximizing the time of your water. That's what I want you guys to know, and that's what I want you guys on Swimbait Underground to know. Thank you guys for watching so much. Be sure to subscribe. If you're new here, I do a lot of Swimbait content, and thank you guys for watching.